Hello everyone, my name is Alex Sassy and I did my formative speech on alternative energies. According to ecology.com, oil, coal, and natural gas make up about 88% of the world's energy needs. This is important to consider because all these forms of energy are non-renewable and could eventually run out. Not to mention, they a lot of times have negative effects on the environment. Alternative energy is important because, one, the effects of fossil fuels on the environment might not be great. Two, the lack of supply of fossil fuels. And three, the constant development of new alternative fuels. First, we should talk about why fossil fuels are being replaced and supplemented by alternative forms of energy. The primary issue with fossil fuels is their effect on the environment. As many of you may know already, there are a lot of direct connections between fossil fuels and negative effects on the environment, such as global warming and pollution. It seems many fossil fuels, such as gasoline, don't hold the same energy potential that a lot of the alternatives that we're making can, especially with their environmental effects. As seen by this graph here, I'm not sure if the video can really see it, but our energy consumption of fossil fuels has only increased, and it's increased dramatically over the past century or so. But there's a slight trend here at the end that it's starting to drop just a little bit in the last few years. And that's generally just because of the implementation of alternative forms of energy, such as electricity, geothermal, wind energy, solar energy. I'm gonna keep going. This trend has started, like I said, because of it's much more common to invest in these alternative energies. Now that we've talked about the effects of fossil fuels, let's talk about the future availability of the energy resources. Fossil fuel supplies are not unlimited, obviously, and it seems from graphs that I've seen online that they may run out in the next 50 or so years if we don't change something, either rely on them less or, I guess, hopefully find more, but that's not ideal. With the infrastructure we currently have, obviously, such as gas stations that are available every mile or so, fossil fuels are really, really effective for what we have now. But it's definitely moving toward electric vehicles as far as cars go, and that infrastructure is growing pretty much every day. Like if you look at Tesla, for example, they have charging stations that are becoming way more common, and they're addressing a lot of the issues that have been there for years. Like you can charge an electric car in a couple hours now, and they can go just as far as a gas car. So clearly, like, that is on the rise. Now that we've talked about the usability of renewable energies, we can talk about the various sources and its development today. The main type of alternative fuel we use today is what I was talking about before with electrical energy. And according to powertechnology.com, hydropower is the most widely used renewable energy resource as of now. And it makes up, I want to say, over half of our electrical energy that's harnessed. This is not to mention the increased usage of solar, wind, and geothermal energies compared to what we've been doing for years. And it's definitely all been on the rise, and it's all becoming more and more common. With these types of resources, it's even more environmentally friendly to harness electricity compared to, say, nuclear with the issues that has, or burning coal. Apart from electrical power, there are also many other biofuels that are being produced. They basically run the same as, say, gasoline or coal. They may have a few of the same effects, but they're also taking other waste products out of other areas. Like there's a lot of biofuels that can be made using corn, such as ethanol, and that's being put in gasoline now. Most gas stations run at about 15% of the fuel, so that's a nice decrease in our reliance on petroleum. There's also fuels being made using algae and other plants. Overall, it's clear with the combination of 1, environmental effects of fossil fuels, 2, the lack of a future for harnessing them, and 3, the various forms of alternatives in development, that is, it's a very important subject to be educated on. In closing, in order to lessen the dependence of humanity on fossil fuels, we must remain educated on the alternatives and reasons why this topic is so extremely important to everyone. Thank you.